Okay, welcome back. This is going to be our final part of the power-up tutorial. In this video, we're going to be doing some more intense power-ups, as well as making this two-player. And at the very end, I'll show you a version that I made that makes this game a little bit unique. The first thing we're going to do is have bricks have HP. So it's going to take multiple hits with the ball to destroy the brick. In its properties, next to movement, you have this A to Z button. This is called values. The same way values in real life have numbers and strings associated with them, like humans have an age, maybe a phone number, an address. We can have objects in Multimedia Fusion to have values as well. So I'm going to give these bricks a new value. I'm going to rename that HP, and that's going to start out as 2. Now in the code, we have to change this a little bit. When the ball hits the brick, we do not want the brick to destroy right away. All we want to happen is the alter value. We subtract 1 from the HP. Okay, that's the only change we're going to make. Now we need one more condition to test when the HP goes down to 0. Okay, when the HP is equal to 0, I'm actually going to do lower or equal. So this will control when the brick's destroyed. It's going to check each brick every single time. Whenever anyone's brick is lower than 0, then it's going to destroy it. By this point, they can kind of understand that, oh, it takes multiple hits to destroy the brick. But right when they start, they just see the ball bouncing around, nothing's happening, and there's like, is the game broken? Is it glitching? I don't know what's happening. So you may want to do something to clue the player into something is happening, it's just not destroying yet. Like all that time's bouncing up there. The next thing we're going to do is with these bricks right here. So it's a different way to do HP, but it's going to be replacing bricks instead. So we're going to have a pink brick and then a green brick, and those are going to appear in here. So when we destroy the brown brick, we're going to destroy it, but at the same time we're going to create an object. This time we're going to make a pink, and we're going to make it the same place the brick was just destroyed. Now we need to copy this. When we hit the pink one, we want the same thing to happen. Score to go up, the ball to bounce, the pink one is going to destroy, and we are going to create a green one. The same place the pink one was. Another event, when the ball hits the green one, we are going to add to score, the ball bounces, and now the green destroys. But that destroys for good, we don't make anything else. So now if we play it, you can see that instead of just destroying the bricks, it makes them change colors, and then after the green one, it goes away. This can be a pretty nice solution to our problem that we had last time. This also looks pretty nice. We are going to, let's say, use this one right here, this white brick. I'm going to make a bunch of copies of this down along the bottom. Something that are nice to think about is how difficult the game is, or how easy it is, and who is going to be playing your game. If you're making a game for 3-year-olds, which this could be, you want the game to be a little bit easier. If you're making the game for like hardcore players, you might want the game to be a little bit harder. These bumpers, that's what they're going to be down here, is one way to make the game a little bit easier. So, these need HP. I'm not going to have them last forever. They're just going to last for a little bit. So once the ball hits it 3 times, it'll go away, but it'll kind of save the player's butt for a little bit. So a new condition, when the ball collides with the white brick, the ball bounces, and we subtract 1 from the HP. Okay, then when the HP is 0, we can do that again. Alter values, when HP is lower or equal to 0, then we destroy the white brick. Everything good? Ball bounces. Okay, so now we can play it. In fact, we probably are going to lose life for a long time. But this is maybe for the very, very first level when your player's getting used to the controls and stuff. Maybe a few of these bumpers, maybe not so many, but might make the game a little bit easier until they get the hang of things. one way to make the game more difficult. If these bumpers are way too easy, let's take a few of them away. But we also want to make it more difficult. One way to do that is have the ball change speed. So it starts off pretty slow, and then it gets faster and faster and faster and faster until it's going way too fast and you can't catch the ball anymore. The ball leaves, and then it'll go back easy again. So this ball movement, I'm going to start it out a little bit lower than it was before. Let's start it at 40. Okay, now in the code, you can do this different ways. I'm going to increase the ball speed every single time it hits a bumper or the player. So these 4 events, we're going to change the ball speed. So here under the ball speed, we need to movement, set the speed. You can notice there's not add to speed or subtract from speed, there's only set speed. So if the speed was 40, we want it to be 41. If it was 60, we want it to be 61. So we need to first find out what it was. So retrieve data from an object, the ball, speed. Okay, whatever the speed was, plus 1 is the new speed. Okay, you want that same thing to happen for each of these, so I'm just drag it down. Alright, play this. Okay, you can see the ball's going pretty slow right now, but should be that every single time it hits the sides. For sure the video frame rate is catching how fast it is moving. Okay, the balls are going pretty fast. It's going to be rather difficult to catch if we're playing this the correct way. So with the ball going that fast, when we get to lose a ball or lose a life, we might want to... Yeah, that's crazy fast. We might want to reset the ball speed. So what we're going to do is when the ball leaves the play area at the bottom, okay, this is like that we lost a life, we get a new ball, and we're resetting stuff. When we reset the position and direction, we probably want to reset the speed too. So set the speed back to 40. Okay, and then the new ball will be moving slow, and that one too will go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until they can't control it anymore. It will leave, and then they'll get a new ball. Because we're pretty much guaranteeing that they're going to lose a life after so many ball bounces. Okay, last thing we're going to do is making this 2-player. I'm going to make this guy 8 directions. I'm not going to make a cool graphic for that. You can do that on your own. I'm going to change him so he can only move left and right. And also this player, we have to change to player 2. Let me show you how to do that. In application runtime options, you need to scroll down and see these default controls. Player 1 uses the arrow keys. Player 2, I need to change. He's going to use the WASD keys. And all these are going to be spacebar. Okay. So that'll let player 1 use the keyboard arrow keys, and player 2 will use the keyboard WASD keys. And no one's going to be using the mouse right now. Also need to change this guy's action point is going to be in the middle. The hotspot is going to be below him. You're going to see why in a second. Okay. If we play this, you should see that he can move wherever he wants to, including outside the screen. We're going to change this so that the ball can destroy him. And he needs to lay down bricks to protect himself. So, if you can move outside of here, that's kind of cheating because there's no way that the ball can hit you. So what we're going to do is limit it so you can't do that. So let's test this guy's position. We're going to compare his X position to a value. If it's ever lower, then I'm going to say 100 pixels. We're going to set his X coordinate to 100 pixels. Okay, so if he's ever at 99, he moves back to 100. So whenever you try to move left, you're just going to move back to 100. So there's no way to move under 100. We're also going to do the same thing for the other side of the screen. So position, test the X. If it's ever bigger than 550, we're going to set his X to 550. So he should now not be able to move past any of those. Okay, so that's just fine. Now, we need a new event where he can lay down bricks. So new event, when player 2 presses the button 1, which right now is spacebar, we want to create a new object. He's going to create a brick. Right now we have these milks, when they destroy they make the pink and then the green, so it's going to be really, really strong defenses that he can make. I'm just going to let him make the pistachios, the green ones. And we're going to make it relative to him, and also make sure it's making it at the action point, not the hotspot. Okay, so when he presses spacebar, he will make a green brick, which has 1 life, at him. So let's play this, and we can lay down bricks. And he can start protecting himself by filling on all these gaps. Okay. However, you don't want to just sit up here and start spamming all these bricks over and over and over again. Maybe you want to save it a little bit. So make it a little bit harder for player 1. You can do lots of things to balance how hard it is for each player. But player 1 is going to be trying to kill player 2, and player 2 is going to try to defend himself until player 1 loses all their lives. So let's let him only make a brick when something else has happened. So he has to press spacebar. I'm going to insert something else. We're going to count how many bricks there are. Pick or count. Compare to the number of pistachio objects. Okay, so the game can tell how many green block bricks there are in the game. If there is lower than 50 bricks on the screen, then he can make one. If he presses spacebar and there's more than 50 bricks in there, it will not let you run event 18. So you can press spacebar, but nothing's going to happen, because 18 will not trigger. Both of these have to be true. So that's one way to make it balance a little bit. You can play around with that as much as you want to. If you want something fancier than just a diamond, you can draw it yourself. Okay, as said, at the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you, this is one that I made a long time ago. The bricks have a little bit different position, and it has a few cool things in here. This is one of the cool things. So, at the very beginning of the frame, when it first starts, it's going to pick one of the brown bricks. This got lost. It's going to destroy it. Okay, in its place, it's going to make a pink brick where that was. And then 6 times, it's going to destroy a brick and make a blue brick. And the same thing for green bricks. And it's going to be random. It's just going to be totally random which brick it's going to choose. So each time you start a new frame, they're going to be in a different position, as you can see. Okay, which is kind of nice. Right now, the bricks don't do anything. But when you hit the green brick, they have pinball movement, not static. So when you hit it, it sets the gravity to on. The gravity starts at 0, so it'll just start falling down. And this direction thing is it's kind of like a flag to know if the ball can hit it or not. If it's facing that way, the ball can hit it. When it starts falling, it'll set direction to something else, and the ball can no longer hit it. So when it's falling, the ball can go through it. If it's up there sitting as a normal brick, the ball can hit it like normal. Right now, the only one that happens is the pink brick. So when the ball hits it and you collect it, you set this value to 110, this shooting value. This is kind of making a new timer object, so it's kind of replacing this one. When the shooting is bigger than 0, we subtract from it. When it's 0, he can no longer shoot. So when the shooting is bigger than 0, and while you press the mouse key, it'll make a new ball, set the direction to up. So it'll just kind of basically launch a whole bunch of balls. When the shooting is less than or equal to 0, we either display or make invisible this bar that says click to shoot. But in my opinion, I like this setup a little bit more than what the tutorial has you do. So for your game, make it unique, make it cool, make it fun, whatever your personal preference dictates, make it an awesome game. Add in whatever power-ups you want to. And this will be the end of this 3-part bricker tutorial. We have a couple more videos planned for the future. If there's some other video that you really want to see, or some other part of Multimedia Fusion 2, ask it in the comments or some other way, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you.